What up? How's it going, man?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I am well. I'm swell. Fantastic, even. Looks to me like you're trying to play some frog.
Absolutely.
Oh, this character's so cool. Actually, the most fun I've had with the character in a very, very long time. So hit me with the pitch. What's going on here?
Alright, so in this deck, I've primarily trying to switch to more aggro 16er based characters. I used to play Mineta underwater. I was one of those for you all. Currently,
No shame in that.
attack lineup. Attack lineup is your Dark Shadow, Ruin, Twisting Azure, Inferno, Summon Dark Shadow. I'm currently liking the feeling of Frog Hop, and I kind of want to at least have that in the deck as a 2 of at minimum.
Sure.
What I'm looking to get help with is Foundation lineup primarily, and just seeing your thoughts on the attack lineup. But otherwise, to me, this deck is supposed to be just combo out, Dark Shadow, Ruin, Twisting Azure, and Summon Dark Shadow, with maybe a Frog Hop here and there if I need to leap over my opponent and smash their face in.
Yeah. No, I dig it. I dig it. I dig it. I dig it. Here's my biggest concern with Chaos Asui, right? And I've been toying with Asui a little bit. I took Andrew Holder's water build, and together we were like, "Yo, we should put Tasty Rift in here." And it's been a blast. And before we started talking about water, I looked at air and I looked at chaos, and I was like, it makes sense to do this whole Summon Dark Shadow thing because we get to re-ready our character, right? So the cost of like commit your character isn't a cost in our character. But I'm so nervous about this being a 6th/7th of our hand, right? Because we get to draw one on Asui. I'm nervous about this being here and then like not seeing the ruin, not going and picking it up like consistently, combining that with like Twisting Azure. So ultra powerful, activate Twisting Azure, use its ability, play your next move, use Asui kick Twisting. Power play. Absolutely massive play. But I don't know how we're going to consistently get this thing to 7 damage without this. And we already said that I think finding this is going to be tough. The turns that you find Summon Twisting are going to be insane. But the turns that you find half one or not the other is going to be bad, right?
No, I get you. Originally I was deciding between water and chaos, and then I like this lineup. I thought this one was cool. I'm wanting to do more experimenting with water, and then now hearing how Tasty Rift goes, I think one of my friends will be very happy to see me do something with a cool Tasty Rift.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for me, it's more just trying to decide between each one, and I'll probably pop in for a deck doctor in another month, and with a water list, and going, okay, let's get both done and see how I feel.
I will say that you're on Patreon, so you have access to the water list that you could just like go test and see how it is, right? It's on the main page. All of my deck lists are. But for now, let's just do a little looking, right? Like let's see what can exist. Let's look at attacks first, I think. So I think it's really interesting that she can pump cool throws like Gently Rebound. And this card says if it's not blocked, you get to add one of their foundations back to their hand. So this is a 7 damage opener that like forces them to block, which means you get to draw a bonus card. This card was huge when I was like looking at what this character does. And it also, like, you've got this card and this card, which like this one combos with a slam, which Frog Hop is.
Yeah.
So like you easily can go like Frog Hop into Gently Sandwich and just get like a ton of damage on it, and then kick the Frog Hop, play your Frog Hop, pick up Frog Hop as like
that's true.
An interesting idea. Let's see. Schoolyard Smackdown is pretty funny because it's like another way to discard cards out of your card pool. It's also a slam? Whoa. It's also a slam. So that means that you can... You can do silly, like, slam synergy stuff. That's cool.
Yeah.
Why can't I add cards to this deck? I would like to do that. I would like to add cards to the deck, please. It's because it's not set current deck. If I do this. If I do this. Okay, technical issues. Give me a second.
That's good.
GTS this hates the fact that I have 2 tabs open. Okay. Okay. And now when I do this, still says I'm there. And then I do this. And we're good? Okay, we're good. Attack back. For my YouTube frogs? Sorry. Sucks. I'm not going back. There's no editing that will happen on this video. Vast Chimera Kraken is insane. Even if you just kick it, it's just a good card.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, oh, I want to run that in a different deck though, and I only have 3, so it's like trying to decide which one I wanted to run.
Here's the pro tip: buy multiple copies of the same colored sleeves, and you can just swap them.
True.
Yeah.
Like, I got too many different sleeves. That's where my conundrum came into play. So the different.
Yeah. Just like next payday, just be like,
I just do more solid
I am
monocolor.
an orange sleeve gamer, and I'll only play with orange sleeves.
I choose this sleeve and this sleeve only.
Yeah. Command Pigeon Flock builds in team member, which is kind of cool. Yeah, I guess like your ally or water attack. Yeah, that doesn't. It just doesn't like this card almost feels like it's supposed to be, right?
Yeah. No, that's why I was thinking, like, just with, for me, having, gosh, I need to bring it up the list of myself. Team player, it was more just for the +1/+1 on the Dark Shadow Ruins.
Sure.
Just that way it's, buff those up a bit more, and because that's probably your primary kill card within this combo, and
yeah,
then, it gives Frog Hop a bit of a boost if I need it as a, worst case scenario, having to use that as my kill card.
Mm-hmm. Talk to me about Stomp and Capture. These are 2 outliers. You're gonna talk about those, and I'm gonna keep looking at for attack cards.
So Stomp is, for me, actually just more of just a cool little either a poke or a just an extra bit of damage in the string if I want to attack and get a bit of momentum. I've used it only a really small handful of times. I'm happy if it goes. It's more of just a, hey, look, this is in my hand. I have enough to buff it to make it at least a decent size move. Plus, at least with my playtesting buddy, he blocked enough to where it was like, okay, I'm actually able to switch between my character being ready, my character being committed pretty often.
Sure.
With tongue capture, it was more just for that little bit of extra buffs, just if I've drawn a card this enhanced step, your next attack gets +2/+2.
Mm-hmm.
So playing tongue capture, committing Asui or drawing a card, whether it be a foundation or Asui, then Dark Shadow Ruin gives it the +2/+2, get that bottom enhance, and then pretty much just go from there potentially into a combo or some sort of string.
Sure.
But with Frog Stomp and Tongue Capture, I'm pretty happy for those to leave. I'm not too confined to that, and as I said, the only attack that I'm kind of confined to is Frog Hop, as that's the one I'm really wanting to try out. I've got an XR version of it through my case,
Yeah.
and that's pretty much it.
Okay. Alright, attack-wise, here's what I've got, right? Fast Chimera, Command Pigeon Flock, Meteor Shower, Gravity Lift. I think this character with, like, Gravity Lift Poke is, like, huge on turn 2, right? Like, Gravity Lift Poke into Electric Jolt Poke, and then, like, that's your setup turn. And then, like, you build out your foundations. And then your next turn of just, like, whenever you, instead of kicking the card with Asui, we can just do it with 0 gravity lift. And also get the card kick with Asui might be just good enough. Is that better than what tongue capture does? This is a 4 diff. This is a 5 diff. This is 2 damage that clears my card pool so that as I'm drawing more cards, I get to play more cards. This is a 4 diff that says if I check poorly, I don't commit as many resources. Right? So like there's the catch 22.
Yeah, but I can definitely see the more positive side of things using 0 grav instead of tongue capture, like having this as a 2-of replacement. Because with tongue capture for me, it's a 2-of because I haven't been seeing that often. I haven't really been needing it that often, at least within playtesting.
This card also says that like if I draw tongue capture, right? I play Electric Jolt as my first move. I commit Asui and I draw my card. This is my 3 mid for 5 poke, and then they don't block, so I don't re-ready my character. And I'm sitting here with a tongue capture that's just a blank 2 mid for 4. That doesn't do it. That 2 mid for 4 throw that doesn't do anything. So I'm just like, okay, that sucks. This is a move that's like, hey, it's 6 damage. It's the throw. As long as I can check well on as my second move, I can use Asui to kick the first one if I need to or whatever, in order to like make it worth its weight. And so there's that idea.
Yeah, of course.
And it also is pretty funny with Manifest.
Yeah. No, I actually had Manifest in there for that issue of, okay, I need something extra to kind of get rid of something in card pool if need be, or replace something, and then use it as potential block if I need to. It's a 1 high, and then the response is, in my opinion, okay within the deck. It's not the best, but it's okay. And that's the only reason Manifest is really in there.
So you're thinking we take out tongue capture for the 2 0 grabs?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, let's do it. I'm going to put these in your sideboard so that as you're doing stuff, they still exist. I don't know why this didn't work. Okay, it did work. Let me take this out. Frog Stomp. So I don't like this card. I think this is a 5 damage do nothing card if everything goes right. Although a 5 damage 3 diff is not bad, right? It's a 3 diff. We got to like tailor our expectations. But I would much rather have just like 4 copies of Jolt rather than that. Like if we're that focused on like the 1 high block, we should look at something else, right? With that said though, we do have 5 diff, 5 diff, 5 diff here. We've got 10 5 diffs. So half of our attack lineup is on a 5. And so like the fact of us getting to fix it with Stomp might be good, just because you can play it as the 3rd move, check a 5, it works. And so like that might be worth it. What are your thoughts there?
As I said, I'm not too committed to Frog Stomp or Tongue Capture, as I said. So with Frog Stomp as well, it's more of a, if we can find a better option in terms of cards, I'm happy to try and fill out around the foundations at a later date after testing and go, okay, my checks aren't the best, I'm having to commit more, what can I do to improve that? So I'm kind of happy to go willy-nilly and go gung-ho and see how we go at a later date.
Yeah, because my big thing about Hop is like if everything is perfect, like it wants to be your first move because of like that's when you know your character is going to be both ready and committed. You know both are going to happen. And so like, but opening your 3 diff is bad. And so if my opponent like just doesn't block me and I'm not like putting any real pressure, my character is committed and this is just a 2 damage move, because like if my character is ready, it gets 2 damage.
Yeah, so like it's just sitting there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, as I said, I'm happy to replace that if we can see anything that's, regardless of it being a 5 diff, if it's going to be more effective in terms of the attacking turn and helping out with what the rest of my attacks want to do, then I'm full for going and replacing it.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be something as simple as like Double Trouble. This is a 6 damage move that discards a card, draws a card. You get a bonus card and it gives you a use for your momentum, which at the moment it's just EX, and EX, which is why I was looking at like Meteor Shower. I like Meteor Shower a lot, just because like if you have your 2 Meteor Showers, you get to play your 3 attacks. It's basically another copy of Frog Hop, right? Like, under this character, under Air and Chaos, you get both Frog Hop and Meteor Shower of just, like, sometimes I might just accidentally have infinite attacks. This is, like, and your character gets the cards that, as long as you have the momentum to do so, which tactically works with Zero Gravity Lift, you get to just, like, Meteor Shower, play Meteor Shower, use Asui, kick the Meteor Shower, discard your momentum, add Meteor Shower, discard the card you drew from Asui, pick up Meteor Shower, play Meteor Shower. It's like, whoa, you can very easily turn 2 meteors into 3 meteors, and sometimes they're all 4 high for 6s, which is only a little worse than what this is, right? I'm just like, it's like this one gets a little bit better because your character is committed, whereas this one only happens one time. Not to mention, we can do that same idea happening with like starting with Ruin, play Summon Dark Shadow. Okay, now we're off to the races. Kick the Ruin, do Meteor Shower. Let's say my final thing. This character, the bottom enhance of discard an attack from your card pool, feels very bad to discard a card that dealt damage, which means it doesn't get to go to momentum, which means that your Meteor Shower plan is worse, which is why Frog Hop is better, right? And so like all of these things, this is why I think Chaos is really, really hard. And as opposed to me giving you a deck and just like saying go with it, I just want to put these ideas in your head of just being like,
absolutely,
like, oh, this Frog Hop isn't working at the 4 of. All right, it should be a 3 of, and we should do something. It's like, hey, Frog Hop isn't working at all. We should play an Echo idea or something along those lines, right? Like, like
no,
what
my
if
friend and I've been talking about different cards to replace. Like my friend and I've been talking about cards to like he was talking about Nedray cards, Meteor Shower as well to replace certain things. But for me, it was more just I like this idea of some Dark Shadow, Twisting Azure combo. Let's see where we can go from there. If I don't like it's not working out, we'll scrap it, do it again. Like just do something different, and that's where I thought, well, deck doctors are today, so why not?
So
let's chuck her into the deck doctor.
Can I get absolutely buck wild with it?
Yeah, if that's what you want to do, I'm happy to do that.
The idea is that I really want to play Dark Shadow Twisting Azure. Why not just play the best guy to do it? Why not just do this?
Like Tokoyami himself.
Like what's besides the fact that like 6 hand size 27 health character plays Frog Hop really well. In your pitch just now, you didn't say the word Frog Hop. You said Twisting Dark Shadow, and this is super good. Like this deck got top 8, I think. Like we just and only is going to get better, right? I'm gonna open this link in a new tab. Pro Hero Nationals. We've got this one. So this deck does the thing that you want, plays the Manifest Summon Dark Shadow, and only gets better because of cool things like Internet Sensation and where is it? Where is it? Are you not playing the 1/4 that gives your thing speed?
Which one was that? Because I might have considered it, but I might not. No, I did. I actually had that in a sideboard in a different copy, not the one I sent you.
Yeah.
I did actually have that in sideboard more just to say, okay, if I'm not finding enough speed within the deck. Let's chuck it in and we'll see how we go.
Yeah, I think Rescue Specialist just being like, hey, all my moves get +1 speed as this guy kind of seems messed up, right? Because like everything with one of it down, it just gets 1/1. Wowzers. But like this guy just does the thing that you want it to do, which is this better than this character. And I think your idea should be, I'm gonna make the world's best Tokoyami deck, and then if you find a bad matchup that is bad for Tokoyami, just switch to Asui and be like, yeah, this character can play this, right? This character, Asui can play literally all of this and feel great, right? Imagine your Frigid Heat Waves as Asui 3. You play Frigid, you draw a card, you draw 2 cards, and look at him and go block it. I'm down to turn my Frigid Heat Wave into a draw 4. Excuse me? Excuse me? And that's just like how I feel about Chaos Tokoyami or Chaos Asui doing this is Tokoyami just does it better.
Does it better. Yeah, of course.
With that said, let's take a second back. I'm here to tell you to play what you want to play and have fun playing what you want to play. So if like the goal is, I see in chat you pulled an alternate art Asui.
Yeah, I bought a case from my locals, pulled the XR and alt art Asui. So I was very lucky on that.
Girlfriend did that in her pre-release kit. She opened up her 6 packs and there, she got a regular Asui, the XR alt Asui, and the alt art Asui, and she was like, what should I play? What character?
That was pretty much me because I did.
Yeah. Went got third.
No, that actually happened with
That was cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, let's bring it all the way back. I think that this all works. Okay?
Yep.
Let me go look at some foundations that are worth it inside of this deck, right? Like we just get some of the good ones. Right? We're not playing a 2-check, and this card sometimes just deletes an attack. Rescue Specialist is pretty good. This card's good sideboard tier for the meta game. Man, the Chaos Symbol actually just has too many cool cards. The issue
I was struggling to think.
This symbol is like, its toolbox is too cool. This card's very good against, you're playing a bunch of high attacks. It's very good against Airy Smiles. You have to play a non-attack card. Okay.
Yeah.
I will, actually. In fact, that was helpful. Let's keep looking. Force Quirk, no. Man, I really like this card. Nah. Crazy to me, you're only playing 2 of this. The card says Deadlock. Basic training. Can you not see my screen?
Yeah. No, I can't. I was just looking at the wrong thing for a second for some reason.
Got it.
Yeah, for me it was a basic training. I was only running as 2 of just because I only felt at the time during testing I felt like I didn't need the 4 of, and then at the time when I did have the 4 of, I felt that I was running too many 0 discs and not enough other potential utility.
That's chaos,
so
baby.
I thought, well, just cull that down, replace it with something else, and we can see how we go.
That's pretty good. This card at least helps you attempt to fight Rikyu.
Yeah, I actually had that in sideboard for those type of matchups.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about it. The cards that I think we could play: Rescue Specialist, obviously. My character's commanded +1 speed. It says that if you've got Asui +1 of these, you no longer have to discard this card to get to your 1/1.
Yeah.
This does it, and it's a 1/4, not a 3/5, right?
Yeah.
Dangerous combatant, flip draw card. I don't know what our low blocks look like, right? We've got chivalrous, which is pretty good, but just having more draw power is pretty rad. Like, I don't think we need double petty. I think single petty would be fine. Nice tries a 4 of would be fine as like a 3 of. Broken Psyche's good. I think Internet Sensation is not very good.
Okay.
Like, it's not worth the 1/4, and we don't need damage. We need speed because we're going to be getting damage off of our character and summon. And so, like, we just have to like make sure that moves land. Right?
Yeah, for me it was more that deadlock potential ability, as my testing buddy tends to play a bit into deadlock a lot.
Sure.
Not always, but it's there.
Mm-hmm.
So my environment, it's just, okay, this actually works for this environment.
Yeah.
But obviously if that were to change, it'd probably be one of the first I'm cutting.
I think that's fair, but I think it is crazy to not have Internet Sensation in and not have a single copy of Struggling.
Yeah.
Which is just like, yo, pick back up a block, make a block happen. But at the same time, like, you're not playing like Ice Storm, so like your best block is this Singleton Manifest. Everything else is like fine, or like Ruin is a breaker 1, right? Yeah, you've got a lot of. Let's look at quantity, right? Look at all these 1-ofs, right? Cool Student. Obviously these are like, I'm trying this card out, right? Cool Student, Frozen, Feeling Cute. I put Petty down to 1. Broken Psyche, Pass Through Walls, Creeped Out. Why are you playing Creeped Out and Pass Through Walls?
It's pretty much, as you said, it's more just in testing. It's not really, for me, it was more just a break at a debilitation, and then Pass Through Walls, it was more just like, that's a 6 diff, 2 diff, 6 check. Yeah. I was just wanting to try out both, see how I feel about the other, and then I was leaning towards Pass Through Walls, but I didn't want to just leave out a potential opportunity.
Sure. That's fair.
And then Cool Student, for me at least, was more just to help with the frog hops, just because it allows me to put a check on top. It allows me to just to say, hey, I know what my next check is for any of my attacks, or anything I'm looking to do. Frozen, just to help with any sort of deadlock on my board state. Feeling Cute, just to help get a bit of speed, even to help with deadlock.
Yeah.
Broken Psyche is just for that flip discard momentum, change it to 2 damage. Like Cool Your Cementos, 20 billion damage attack is now 2.
Right.
And that's probably where I'm at with those 1 diffs.
Yeah, I think I dig that. I think that's completely totally acceptable. But things like I dig all of that testing. I want you to toss in like Irrefutable Villains, Ryukyu, Incredible Display, League Handler, number 5 Pro Hero, all in those like 1-of slots as well, right? Number 5 Pro Hero just like says, hey, your cool combo thing doesn't work anymore, right? Number 5 Pro Hero actually like beats Asui, right? If you flip my move, I can't use Asui and kick it anymore. And so like, that you flipped for actually to put +1 progressive, right? And so like there's like those options. If I was demanded to make changes to your deck right now, it would be to take out these Internet Sensations and put in Rescue Specialists because speed is king. And then I would swap your 2 requestings and make it the 2 of, and this would be the 3 of. Because I think momentum is going to be difficult for you to get, and this card is I'm gonna say is the better deadlock ability, just because it's playable while committed, right? Every single move that you play just gets faster, and so like it doesn't matter that I have to play a bunch of them because I don't have to, because they all hit. Like Rescue Specialist combined with basic training says that like if you have all of them out, all your moves get +5 speed. Not to mention whatever is happening with your Summon Dark Shadows, right? Like giving +5 speed to any of these is just like a game ender, right? Hey, how do you get your frog hops to hit? +5 speed and deadlock. That's cool.
Yeah.
You know? So hit me with your final thoughts. I haven't done a ton of changing just because, like, I think that all of these ideas that you have brought to me are very, very good, and I want you to try out some more. And then if you're still not 100% satisfied, the best piece of advice I can give you is just make it a Tokoyami deck.
Yeah, I think ultimately my final thoughts are I definitely agree and understand the points you're coming from, and some of the points you're making is what my friend made, so it's definitely being reinforced with other ideas, suggestions, and so on.
Sure.
I definitely will try and swap out the one-ofs and just with other one-ofs and just see how I feel about it, or buff things up, lower things down. And then ultimately, if as you said, if I'm not satisfied, just making it bird.
Yeah.
And then I'll also probably just end up taking a peek at that water list you got on the Patreon. Make sure you go subscribe to Tam's Patreon if you haven't already. And then just seeing how I feel about potentially switching symbols as well if I feel the Chaos symbol ultimately isn't for me.
Yeah.
But regardless of if we've made little changes today, I still feel satisfied with my visit to the deck doctor and what we've done today as well.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, I think, like, if I were to do Chaos Asui 3, it would 100% be, like, I just, like, start as Tokoyami and put her in the sideboard and be like, if my opponent just blows me up on turn 2 game 1, I just give myself 7 more health and still have that bonus card. And just be like,
yeah,
boop, okay, we're good. Don't kill me on turn 2. Please, please.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I definitely get that, yeah.
All right, then, man. Stay on the line longer for me to shoot you back basically your own list. And then we'll catch you next time. Easy peasy?
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, we'll see you.
Yeah.